He's Eric Dickerson, Hall of Fame running back, and he works for the Rams, Vice President of Business Development. 4 times led the league in rushing and 6-time Pro Bowl running back. Thanks for getting up early and joining us here. Great to see you, Eric.
Thank you. Good seeing you, Dan. It's very early for me. I got to say.
You look good, though.
Man, I'm tired. I couldn't want to sleep. I didn't want to oversleep. I'm like, golly.
You look good. You look good. But, what are you, 58?
29.
Yeah? Well, you look
No,
you look like you could give me a couple of carries.
Let me tell you, Dan, I couldn't give you one carry. If they tried to hit me, I would be like to the receivers. I would slide.
But what hurts when you wake up in the morning?
Everything. My shoulder, I have a bad shoulder. I can't sleep on my left side. My toe, when I go to the bathroom, I have to go down some stairs in my bathroom, going to the bathroom. So I have to walk sideways because I can't walk straight. Man, I'm going to tell you, everything hurts. When you play in the NFL for as long as I did, especially in the period I played, you're beat up, and you're beat up pretty good.
I tell people it's one thing to watch football on TV, but if you went on the sidelines, right?
Isn't it different?
Just the sound is alarming and the speed. And I thought if any parent was on the fence about letting their kid play football, I go, just stand on the sidelines. Or don't, but it sounds like car crashes.
It is like car crashes. First of all, my mother hated football. She said, "Look, I hate that sport. That sport's going to cause you problems later. You should play baseball." Because I was a good baseball player. But, I like football because the girls like the football players back in Texas. I get the chance to wear my jerseys on Fridays, and so I want to play football. So that's why I just love football.
Did you almost not play football?
Yes. Matter of fact, back in those days, you had to have someone sign for you to play, if you want to play. And I couldn't play till 7th grade. We didn't have Pop Warner in my little hometown. So she said, "I'm not going to sign. You can't play football." I said, "Mama, nope." She said, "Go ask your godmother." So my godmother lived about 100 yards away. So I walked over to her house, and I had my paper in my hand. And I said, her name was Earlene Law. I said, "Mama Earlene, can you sign for me to play football?" And she said, "So Red won't sign?" That's my mother's nickname, Red. She said, "No." She said, "You sure you want to play that sport?" I said, "Yes, ma'am." Okay, so she signed. That's how I got a chance to play football. So and my mother was mad. She's like, "She signed? She really signed for you to play?" I'm like, "Yep."
When did you know you were good?
Probably when I was, my junior, senior in high school. I thought I was pretty good. Now, did I think I was going to be that, like play pro football, go to college and all that? No, I did not. I didn't think that I was that good. But it's funny how people see you and they see you different. There's a guy in my hometown, outside of my hometown, because I'd quit football at one point, and he came, he talked to me. His name was James Abernathy, and I won't forget what he said. He said, "Eric," he said, "First of all, what do you see in this town?" I said, "Nothing." He said, "There's nothing in this town." He said, "Let me tell you, you're one of the best athletes we've ever seen in these parts." I was a sophomore. And he said, I'm like, "Really?" Say, "Yes, you should go back and play football." And, the rest is kind of history, but that's just a longer story. But that's how this guy just went back to start playing football again.
Best game you had in high school? Remember the stats?
State championship. I think they officially said it was 296, but I think it was 311 yards and 4 touchdowns. Yeah.
And you guys won?
We won state championship, yeah.
Hey, where were you going to go if you didn't go to SMU?
Oh, OU. Oh, that's easy. I'm still an OU fan. I'm still an Oklahoma fan. The reason I didn't go to OU, once again, my mother, she wouldn't let me. Barry Switzer came to my house, recruited me heavily, and came to my state championship game, and they came and they had to, watch the video, and I'm going to win the national championship. And I'm like, "Oh, I'm going. I'm committed." And I won't forget, she was really quiet. She wasn't saying nothing. So, they gave her the spiel, and when they walked out, she said, "You're not going there?" I'm like, "Mama, nope, you're not going there." I'm like, "Why? That man's a liar, and I don't trust him." She said about Barry Switzer. So I couldn't go. I had to call to tell him I couldn't. Man, I was so hurt.
But Marcus Dupree, you're a little bit older than Marcus Dupree?
I'm a little older than him,
so
yeah.
Marcus would have come after you.
Yeah, he came after
yeah.
me.
Yeah.
But I look at his career and I think, wow, maybe she's right. I shouldn't. I didn't go there. I'm glad I went to SMU.
Well, you guys had a great team there.
We had a great teammates. Craig James, still my good friend Craig James. And
who was faster, you or Craig James?
Me. Yeah? I was. Oh, come on, man. Come on. How you sound, Dan? I'm disappointed.
No, Craig James was fast.
I was really fast, though. Come on.
Okay, all right.
And I wasn't even the fastest guy on the team. It was like 3 other guys faster than me.
Well, Craig James tells a different story.
I don't believe that. I don't believe it. That Craig, I know Craig wouldn't say that.
Why 19 is your jersey number?
I never wanted to be like everybody else. I wanted something odd. I really did. So when I just took number 19. I don't know why I took 19. I didn't want to take 32. I liked OJ and Jim Brown, and I didn't want to take 30 for Walter and Earl. So I took 19 in college, and I got to the pro. And do you know how I became number 29? Did I ever tell you the story? Okay, so I wanted to be 19 when I got drafted to the Rams. So when I show up to L.A., they said, what number? I said, number 19. You can't wear 19. It's a quarterback or a receiver number. I said, okay. I said, what numbers you have? They had 25, 29, 45, 32. So I said, well, I don't want to be 32. I don't want to be 34. I said, well, I'll take 25. So I took number 25, and you look on draft day, I'm holding up number 25. You can see I'm holding up number 25. So when I fly back to Dallas that night, my best friend, we still best friend, Charles Drayton, picked me up. He said, man, what number did you take? I said, I took 25. He said, 25? Why you take that slow number? That's a slow number.
Whoa.
So I'm like, man, you're right. That number do seem slow.
Wait.
I'm just saying, a certain number looks slow. It looks slow to me. And when he said it, he said, what number? He said, why you take 19? I told him, well, I couldn't take 19. He said, when I told him what numbers they had, why you take 29? I'm like, oh, yeah. So I couldn't hardly sleep that night.
I never looked at number. Now
look at on draft, you'll see.
I know,
it.
but
Look it up.
I don't know that 29 looks faster than 25.
Well, you see, Dan.
Like 43 is a slow number.
Oh, that's a slow number. Well, see, you're not a running back, so you don't. 9 it's a fast looking number. 9 is my favorite number anyway. So anyway, let me finish the story.
Okay. All
so
right.
anyway, so when I called back to the Rams the next day, because I couldn't hardly sleep that night thinking about that number. Man, that's crazy, I know. So I say, hey, Mr. Hewitt, I need to change my number. He said, well, Eric, you holding up number 25 in the LA Times. We can't change the number. I said, you know what? I'm not coming in. He said, oh, well, you'll be 29 when you get here. So that's how I became 29.
He's Eric Dickerson, Hall of Fame running back, joining us here in the Rich Eisen studio. You look at the future of the running back, because it's going to be hard to find a Hall of Famer as a wide receiver because the numbers are so crazy. But then the running backs, the numbers are going to be less than probably what they were with their predecessors here. How do we assess what is a Hall of Famer now with the running back?
When you look at a guy and you just say his name and you like, oh, most definitely Hall of Fame. I mean, it's you don't have to go, well, let me think. I mean, I just feel like when you say a name, automatically.
Frank Gore, Hall of Famer?
He could be, but like I said, there we go again. It's because he has a long career.
That doesn't make you a Hall of Famer?
Not really, I don't think. I like Frank too. I mean, I like, to me, what makes guys Hall of Famers to me is when they have to game plan for you.
Yeah.
They set the game plan for you. It's like, hey, you let this guy loose on us, he's going to hurt us. Or a defensive player or an offensive player.
Yeah.
And I think of guys I think of Lawrence Taylor. I mean, no doubt Hall of Famer. And I think of Walter Payton. No doubt Hall of Famer. Jim Brown, no doubt Hall of Famer. When I think of even Dexter Manley, people might not know Dexter Manley, he's my cousin, Hall of Famer, but he's not in. And because he was a guy, I can think of when we played the Redskins, they were like, do not let him loose, help the tackle if you can. And that's how you, to me, you go make a guy, not make him guy Hall of Fame. I'm saying when you say he's a Hall of Famer because of the way you played against him and if you had the game plan for him.
Eli Manning, a Hall of Famer?
I don't know about that.
Okay, then that's a no.
I'm not a quarterback. I mean, so I can't.
But if we're using,
but you know what?
formula.
You know what they always go with? They always go, well, he won a Super Bowl. That don't mean nothing. I mean, there's guys that played on some bad teams. I mean, some really bad teams, and they didn't win Super Bowls. I mean, well, Dan Marino's a Hall of Famer, but he played on some not great teams. But Dan made those teams. I mean, made the teams. I mean, so you got to look at that.
Who's the best defensive player you played against?
Man, there was so many. I mean, in different eras, different positions. I played against Ricky Jackson. I mean, I think people don't realize how great Ricky Jackson was. I mean, hard guy to block. Almost impossible for an offensive back to look as big as he is. Lawrence Taylor, Ronnie Lott, Kenny Easley. Kenny Easley broke my hand right here on a Monday Night Football game. I never forgot it. I mean, I had the Seahawk colors on my hand. I'm like, Kenny, he said, hey, we playing football out here. I'm like, okay, we playing football out here. It was just, I'm trying to block him, but I mean.
Ronnie Lott could put a little pasting on you.
Oh yeah, Ronnie got me good one time. He got me really good. Yeah, I got him too though. It was a play where, matter of fact, I have a picture in my home. It's a great looking shot. I'm jumping over a pile. I'm looking at these guys coming here, but I'm looking at him because he's flying at me. And me and him had just gotten into a fight altercation like a couple of plays earlier. And I'm trying to get back on the ground. Before my feet hit, he caught me in my rib cage, but luckily I wore a flak jacket. So when he hit me, he said, I got you. I'm like, you didn't get me. I said, yes, I did. So I'm walking back to Hull, and I won't forget, Vince Ferragamo called a run play. I said, no, dog, you got to throw it. He got me.
Took the air out of you?
I said, he got me. Yeah.
Does Ezekiel Elliott have any leverage here?
Most definitely. First of all, Zeke is the best player on the Cowboys football team.
Yes.
I mean, he really is. You know the sad thing about this is that they tie these running backs up there. And this is not even Jerry's fault. You heard me say it's not Jerry's fault. It's not Zeke's fault. This is this bad CBA that they've negotiated with DeMar Smith. They've done a horrible, horrible job. How can you tie a running back up 4 years? Really 7 years, let's be honest.
Well, 5 years with that rookie deal.
You got the rookie, you got 4 years, you got an option, then you can franchise tag him. If I'm Jerry, I'm like, if he wants to, I just make you play. You know, in our day, they would just make you play it out and then get rid of you. I mean, there's nothing guaranteed, but you can't do that because really it's not fair. It's not fair to Zeke. It's really not fair to him. I always say, look, let him play, have him 2 years and then arbitrate it. If he's outplayed the contract, pay him. I mean, because in basketball and baseball, they don't have to worry about it. It's funny how, they'll say, oh, he got $100 million in football. Oh, he got $120 million. First of all, it's not guaranteed. Let's get that right. In baseball, look at Mike Trout, $400 million. I'm like, but nobody says a word because it's baseball.
Well, I look at Zeke's situation, and I wonder the value of him. I think Dak needs him. Mari Cooper needs him. But that offensive line is great. And Jerry Jones is not getting any younger. So that's the part where I think he's got leverage, that Jerry knows he's on the clock to try to win a Super Bowl.
Well, everybody's on the clock. All of us are on the clock.
Yeah.
Yeah, but the team is better with Zeke. Trust me. That without Zeke, that team is average. I mean, the Cowboys are a running football team. They run to set up everything else. I mean, they really do. Take Zeke away. I mean,
but also if you look at this, Eric, they're rare that they're a run-first team. In today's NFL, it feels like everybody is pass first, pass second, and then
the thing is that people always say, well, it's not the running back. The running back just to get, it's going downhill. It's this, it's that. In the NFL, even going back to our day, my day, it was only 4 or 5 top running backs in the league at one time. Maybe 6, but that's about it. It's still the same thing now. If you have a top running back, you're going to use him. Yeah. You have Zeke. You have Todd Gurley. You have Saquon Barkley. You have Le'Veon Bell. I mean, those are the top guys in the National Football League. They really are. I like the guy at San Diego, Melvin Gordon. I like him. Even though he's been injured, I like him a lot. The thing about now the quarterback position is pretty much the same. You have 4 to 5, maybe 6 top quarterbacks. The rest of them are average, or you got a bunch of bums. But the quarterback, you're going to pay him because he's the quarterback. But he's a bum. Well, we still got to pay him. The quarterback can make $20 million, $25 million and be like, man, what is he looking at when he throws the football? But the running back can't do that. I mean, and that's why I say it's different positions, but you have to. I would say they should have a structure for running backs and have a structure for quarterbacks and pay them different, but guarantee him. Give a running back that 2-year option. After 2 years, arbitrate his deal.
Yeah, we brought it up a couple of weeks ago that why not just have the quarterback is going to be separate from the salary cap, and also running backs maybe 3 years when they first come into the league. Just to be fair to that position, because that's the one I would load up. If you were my running back and I'm taking you second overall, I'm going to replace you in 5 years. You're
gonna pretty much done in 5 years.
Yes,
anyway. I mean,
right?
you are. I mean, unless you're fortunate, you may play 6, 7 on that same football team. I mean, think about it. My first year, I think I carried the ball 380 times, and I'm a rookie. The next year, I carried it 404 times. I mean, you
only have so many carries.
You only have so many carries. I only have so many carries, and the thing is people always talk about the spoiled athletes. Let me tell you something. It's no such thing. Trust me. If I could put you in this body and let you try to maneuver around, and after playing in the National Football League, people say, "Oh, Eric, you could play." Man, I am so beat the hell up. I mean, really bad. I mean, and you just don't know. I mean, I could tell you. Then when I retired from football for almost 2 years, I had to sleep sitting up in a chair like this. I couldn't lay down because my neck. I had to sleep in the sitting up position. It's horrible. But see, people don't know that. They think. The money, and they'll say, oh, well, you knew what you was getting yourself into. How do you know you're getting yourself into at 21 years old back in 1983? I mean, even now, 21-year-old doesn't know what they're getting themselves into in 2019. So, I mean, it's different.
If I gave you a mulligan,
for what?
Baseball or football?
Man, I think I still take football.
You did all right.
I take football. I'm gonna tell you something. People always ask the question. Better yet, I give you an example. Not an example. What happened? We did a thing at Super Bowl, And they asked, there was 5 of us on the panel, Hall of Fame guys, and they asked all the guys, what is your passion? What is your passion now, blah, 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 your passion. Guys, they gave good answers. Some maybe had a passion for it. I would think some guys give political answers, and they said, Eric, what is your passion now? I said, I'm just going to be honest with you. I said, to me, I've done things outside of football that, good, make money and all that kind of stuff. I say, but as a passion, nothing has replaced playing football. Nothing. I don't care what I've done in my life. When I go back to when I started and then coming into pros, I love that sport so much. I mean, I just love going to practice. I love the smell of the air when it's football season. You just knew it. I loved everything about it. I mean, everything about football. I mean, and I think that's the reason Tom Brady keeps playing, because he just loves it that much. And if you can, you do it. I mean, it's like being a kid still all over again. But it comes to a point where, you have to stop playing. And for me, it was heartbreaking, but it is what it is.
Since you work for the Rams, let me hit you with a Rams question. Okay. It's very rare for a team to go back to the Super Bowl, certainly to win, or even go back after having lost the Super Bowl. What would be the big reason why the Rams wouldn't go back to the Super Bowl?
Injuries. Injuries play a big part of any football game.
Are you concerned about Todd Gurley's knee?
No, not really. I mean, Todd was good for that game, too. I talked to him before the game and the night before the game. And I said, you're going to run the football? We're going to run it. He said, we're supposed to run it. And we didn't run it. I mean, one thing about every coach, and I love Sean McVay. He's no different from any other coach in the NFL right now. They love throwing the football. That's the thing. Like, look how smart I am. Did you see that play? I mean, he's throwing some plays out there. I'm like, dang, did you see that? That was a great play. I mean, but running the football is not popular. I mean, it's not popular. It takes time. But I'll say for us getting back, I think injuries play a big part of it. In the continuity with the players. One thing I like about our football team is that they're very close. They remind me of the team we had in the '80s. Real close-knit football team. But injuries, if you don't get banged up, they have a good shot at going back.
Jared Goff, a franchise quarterback?
I would give him another year. I mean, for sure.
You want to see another year?
I want to see another year. Yeah, I just believe that they're too quick to pay these. They don't want to pay the running back.
I know,
but they want to pay the quarterback. Got quarterback have one good year. Oh, we got to pay him. No doubt, we got to pay him. He ain't worth it. Then the next year, what happened to our franchise?
Hypothetically, if I gave you one carry and my 4 guys here had to tackle you,
what about it? Oh, I would slide. You hear me? I would slide.
Oh, you wouldn't take on it?
I would slide. Let me look at them. Let me see.
I mean, come on.
The one to the right, he might give me a little problem. But these 2 on the left, oh no, I'm good. I can take them.
You want no part of this.
I can take them.
You want no part of this.
I want no part of that.
You would like no part of this.
No, what you said there.
You really wouldn't like any part of this.
Now, see, usually, see the guy.
Doesn't that sound intimidating?
The guy that you could tell you can run over. You could tell he do all the talking. It's like, boy, I'm telling you, you don't want this. Well, hold up, y'all guys get in the front now. You get up in the front. You get in the front now. That's him.
It's great to see you.
Hey, Dan, good seeing you.
Thank you for getting up. The great Eric Dickerson joining us.
For more Dan Patrick Show, tune into Audience Channel 239 on DirecTV. Stream for free on BR Live or download the Dan Patrick Show app.